Senators trying to be sly like the Pink Panther himself in this fourth quarter as they sneak out to an 8-point advantage, 50-42. But Joe, as I said, not out of the woods yet, still 5:19 to go.
Oh, because we're never out of the woods, because I don't really think yet this year we figured out what that knockout blow is.
See if they can deliver a knockout punch here with another stop and maybe a basket, and that would really strain this Hawks team and cause them to maybe start pressing a little bit. Weddle has it, gives it up now to Whitaker. He was the star in the first half. He's been slowed in this second half as Weddle shoots one from NBA range, downtown French Lick.
They can get right back in it quick because they've got 2 or 3 good shooters.
Weddle gets his second triple. It's 50-45. Payton gets it off the feed from Hunter and has to kick it out. They give it back to him. Pump fake to a cutting Noah Green. He has it stripped on the feed from Walker, and we'll go to the free throw line. This will be team foul number 6 against the Hawks. And Melissa Farmer and Christy Green get a little wild to our left on the top row. No, I already called you. I called you out. I got you. She heard me all the way down there. Noah Green will go to the free throw line. Team foul number 6 for the Hawks. That'll be Zach Carnes' second personal, and Noah to the free throw line. 22 of 31 on the year for 70%, and splashes that first one home, Joe. Was 1 out of 2 in the first quarter.
Need those free throws. We're going to need them all here down the stretch because Valley's got three shooters on the floor that are very capable of hitting the threes.
Left the second one way long and off the back iron, so he gets 1 of 2, makes it 51-45. Senators still searching for the knockout left hook or maybe straight on right jab. See if they can land one here in just a second. We wind down toward the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Hawks still with a chance. As Joe said, some capable shooters on the floor. One of them's Weddle. He's got it in his hands now.
Weddle, Carnes, and Whitaker.
Whitaker
Can't
with
leave
it,
him open.
spins, dribbling the air out of the ball. Selby has it, doesn't take the three. Instead, he goes up, scoop shot, won't go off the back iron. Payton fights for the rebound, drew
Gotta get a little
contact.
stronger.
Weddle got it off of the kick out from Carnes, and then it hits the support. If it hits the top of the backboard, you're okay, but it hits the support. And I don't know, they may have to escort Farmer out of here. Melissa Farmer entitling the crowd to a chorus of boos, and she shakes her head no again, but she's being a rebel rouser over there on the top row. 51-45, 3:45 and counting. Payton has it, strong drive on the baseline, took contact from Selby, couldn't finish. That left baseline does not like him. Byrne, offensive rebound, wouldn't go. Hunter on the kick out, gives it to Payton. So 2 big offensive rebounds. And Payton with 6 now in the half, 9 in the ball game. Spreads the lead back out to 8 at 53-45. Whitaker short on the 3-point shot. Tracks down his own rebound off the miss. Deep three, no again.
Telling you.
And it is Weddle again who knocks the lights out of it from downtown French Lick once more. NBA range just tied from the left side. He's got 9, and it makes it now 53-48. Byrne underneath against Selby. Pump fakes.
Oh, my gosh.
Stroud's going to blow the whistle and say, nope, he stutter stepped first. Coach Smith didn't care for the call either. Turnover number 6 of the half. Now 10 in the game for West Washington.
Got to find Weddle. Where's he at? Weddle and Whitaker.
And he's standing out at the NBA range if I know anything about his shooting capabilities, because that's where he's been the last couple of times. Thought about it again, but Payton closes out with a hand in the face. Got to track him all over the floor, though, P. 2:37 and counting in this fourth quarter. Senator fans behind their team defensively here on this trip. Selby, nice spin move. Couldn't get the basket on the quick spin. Nice footwork against Hunter. Got the shot off against the outstretched arms of Sanford. He picks up his second. It's going to be team foul number 4. Again, Hunter's second personal. And to the line, O'Brien Selby, the 6'1 senior, 11 points per game, a 78% free throw shooter. Missed his only attempt earlier, and then he bricks another one. Good time for them to go cold at the line, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea to foul him going in because he's pretty quick, and he can get away from you, and he can hit that layup.
Take your chances at the line, and the 78% free throw shooter now 0 for 3 on the night. Comes up dry. Big chance to score with the clock stop. Payton on the reach around from behind, had to give it up. Burton was open for a minute against Selby, who picks him up. Interesting matchup on the low block. Rolling up on the 2-minute warning, folks. This one promises to be interesting down the stretch. Nice feed. Payton to the rack off the feed from Hunter Sanford, and Payton slashes to the basket for his 6th point of the quarter. Payton tearing it up now here in this second half with 8 of his 11 coming in this third and fourth quarters combined. 55-48, full timeout on the floor.
That was a nice look by Hunter.
That's going to be the final timeout for Coach Michael Leitzman and the Hawks here at the 1:52 mark of this fourth period of play. And he has no timeouts left. Coach Smith with 2 will step aside and take a break as well. You're listening to Senator Basketball on WSLM.
With the helpful hardware, folks.
I like to buy name brands.
Brendan stopped by for Valspar Paint last weekend. This time, I helped him pick out a new Weber grill and Craftsman pliers. Scott's, Toro, DeWalt. We have them too, along with other big names.
Ace is the place that carries all the best brands. Carries in store, not in our arms.
At Ace Hardware of Salem, you can save on the best brands like Carhartt and New Balance. Need gift ideas? Check out daily posts at facebook.com/Ace Hardware of Salem.
Back inside of the heated Hawks nest, the host Hawks trying to make a comeback attempt. They have had a number of leads, Joe, but never able to stretch it to more than 4. Senators, though, fight back. They're only up 1 at the end of the third quarter, and then they come out. Jackson gives us that big shot in the arm with 5 straight points, and right now they stand at a 55-48 advantage with 1:50 and counting on the board. Whitaker controls it on the right wing. Senator fans come to life again, urging their team on in this defensive effort.
Oh.
And I thought that went off of Whitaker's leg right in front of Coach Leitzman and the Springs Valley bench. 1:39 to go.
Looked like it. Hunter poked it out, and it looked like it just kind of rolled down his thigh.
Whitaker, McElfresh, Russell, Weddle, and Carnes underneath.
No.
McElfresh wide open off the glass, and he got his first basket of the night in a timely manner. Makes it a 5-point game. 2-2-1 press applied by the Hawks. They strip it away from Sizemore. He thought he got poked in the face again. He was turning around looking at Mert Crispin wanting the call and couldn't get it. 1:25 to play. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. It's got to be a full timeout because that's all Coach Smith has left. 1:25 to go. Can the Senators hang on? 55-50. They'll have the ball out of the timeout. You're listening to the Senators tonight on Salem's 1220.
I'm here at John Jones GM City in Salem, Indiana, and I'm talking with sales manager Troy C.
It's the season for giving, so why not give you and your family a very special gift for 2016? A nicer, newer car. John Jones GM City in Salem, Indiana. We're going to make that fun and easy. Visit us today, and you can drive a brand new 2017 Silverado for only $24,899. If you want an SUV with hot looks and great gas mileage, treat yourself to a brand new 2016 Buick Encore, just $19,999. Rates as low as 0% APR, hundreds of pre-owned vehicles, and local trade-ins, many priced below $5,000. Make this your December to remember. Visit us today at 1450 South Highway 60 in Salem, Indiana. Call 1-800-I-SELL-GM or visit us online anytime at johnjonesautogroup.com.
John Jones GM City. You see so many because they paid so little.
Little 1-2, 1-1, three-quarter court pressure here for the Hawks. Unique look, trying to maybe get a trap here as they'll start to pressure. We miss Payton on the backside block. They'll skip it across. Green to Walker now. Counted it in one! could be the nail in the coffin. Peyton with the strong finish, wanted it a possession or a time around earlier, couldn't get it, but Noah finds him off the skip pass, and Peyton finally gets one to go from that left baseline, Joe.
They're playing that backside with a guard down there in that 1-3-1. He's just not able to man up with the size Peyton has over him.
57-50. Peyton to the free throw line, just a 56% shooter, and he splashes it home.
I was hoping to see that.
Peyton has 9 in this quarter alone. Give him now 14 in the ball game. Carnes, nifty move with the rock, gives it off to McElfresh, out to Whitaker. His three-way off the mark. Carnes will try to track it down, and he does, into the backcourt. He'll bring it back up, under a minute to play. Buckle those seat belts and pull that strap tight. 8-point lead for West Washington, trying to hang on. McElfresh again, though, to the rack with the scoop shot. He's got 4, make it 58-52. 40 seconds to play. Byrne to Hunter, to Peyton on the lob. Pump fake, reverse, can't get it. Hunter to follow, couldn't get it.
We don't need to be doing that. We need to get it out.
4-on-2 break. McElfresh again, and now we'll have a foul on the floor as Michael has to stop the transition game. It'll be a foul on the floor. This one's going to go on Michael. That's his 4th. Got to be careful here in case things get really interesting. Got to keep him in the ball game. 31 seconds to play. Russell will check in. Crecilius to check out for the Hawks. McElfresh out, or check that. He'll just switch with Carnes. He'll inbound. Senators with their 5 senior starters on the floor. You put it in the hands of the people who brought you to the dance floor. Let's see if these seniors can deliver. They miss in the corner. 3 ball off the mark, no good for Russell, and then getting knocked to the floor is Noah Green, but 26.7. We fell asleep on the inbounds pass.
We did a couple times down there under the basket we have. Real easy, easy just to screen away and then roll back to the ball is what they've been doing. And when they've screened, we've kind of rolled off and not hedged it.
A monster 4th quarter for Peyton Walker. Just 9 points, but 9 huge points. 14 in the game. And he's got pretty much what he's wanted all day on that baseline. Left baseline didn't treat him so well earlier today. He couldn't get shots to go off the rim at the angle he was attacking at. But now able to get big shots when it matters most as Noah Green walks to the other end. 2 shots. 8th personal against the Hawks. First of the game against McElfresh. And Noah knocks them both down. 3 for 4 in this quarter. 4 for 6 in the ball game.
Keep a hand in the face.
60-52, 18 seconds. Russell has it, nowhere to go. Got to give it up. They're wasting time. Weddle, NBA 3, in and out, no good. Michael with the strong rebound, 10 seconds. Out to Noah. Noah will push in the front court, and ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the Rams of Paoli and your West Washington Senators to battle it out for the title tomorrow. That game will be around 7:30. 60-52. Senators with a chance to reclaim that holiday tourney title. Could this be, Joe, that deja vu we talked about this morning in the pregame, or this afternoon in the pregame? Struggled in our own county tournament, come over here, and now with a chance to claim back-to-back holiday tourney titles over here. Hopefully this is the same kind of engine starter that we got last year.
I hope it is. We started to see some shades of improvement, I think, tonight. And I'm going to kind of overlook the first game today. I think it's hard to get a real good gauge on what we were doing or where we're at in that game. But this game here against Springs Valley, a lot better team than they were last year. Really athletic and some really good shooters. The Whitaker kid, was always a solid player for him, but he really seemed to come from nowhere tonight, especially in that first half. Like, I thought maybe he was the invisible man for Valley, and we just couldn't find him. But, we kind of, I think Coach Smith fixed that at halftime, and we started finding him. Weddle got loose a few times, but I think Whitaker was the key, getting him stopped, and if we was able to stop him, I felt like we had a good chance of winning the game. We've still got a little bit to go. I still want to see that knockout punch. I want to see us get up over somebody by 11 in a competitive game, get up 10 or 11 points, and see if we can just keep hammering and put somebody away and force Coach Smith to have to take players out.
Probably the biggest storyline of this game, Joe, the second half effort defensively against Whitaker, who had 13 of his 15 in that first half. He goes cold and silent and was really non-existent, and maybe was the invisible man because no one could find him for open looks like he got in that first 16 minutes.
I think though too, I noticed out here on the top around the arc quite a few times we had some pretty good screens and hedged off the screens, and we got out and got a hand in the lane. And when we went to that 1-3 zone with Hunter up there on the top, his arms stretch out so far, they're a deterrent for anybody to try to pass it. You know, if it's just not a clear pass for a shorter guard, you take a 5'9" guard against 6'6" Hunter. His arms are stretched out so long, it's a little scary to try to force that pass to the wing, and so they tried to force it into the elbows, and I think that kind of took Whitaker out of his comfort zone.
And you also look at an interesting stat here, Joe. We didn't give up a single free throw attempt this afternoon in our first game. After they went 7 for 9 in the first half, we only gave up 2 attempts to them in the second half of play.
Well, that's good, and I don't know what our attempts were for sure. I'm looking here. Free throw attempts, 8 of 15. So, you know, we still didn't make more than they shot, but it's close, 8 against their 11 that they attempted. So that's good. But I think one thing that we need to still work on that we're just not taking care of is rebounding with 2 hands. I just see a lot of, you know, wasted positions where we go up with 1 hand and we're not able to control it. Maybe we're just out of position a little bit, and that's the reason we're going up, you know, with one-handed. If the ball, you know, came off a little different than what you may have thought when you boxed out and you went up for it. I'm not really sure, but it just seems like sometimes we're not able to get up to the ball with 2 hands and be able to rip it down and clear and head to the other direction.
Bye, guys. See ya. Rick Link's taken out with Bub and the boys as they watch the Senators prevail here tonight. 60-52 is the finals. I get some goodbye hugs and kisses after a big win. Makes the night even sweeter. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll begin our Ace Hardware post-game show coverage here from the Hawks Nest. Senators victorious by 8 in the primetime nightcap against the host Blackhawks. 2-0 in pool play, setting them up for a date with the Ramblers, a rematch of a game earlier this season over in the friendly confines where the Senators were able to win in a shootout. We'll step aside, take that break, and we'll come back right after this.
Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Head on down to Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem and get your new or used Ford, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Stop in the new office at 207 South Main Street right here in Salem for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. See Steve, Travis, or Neil and give them an idea of what you're looking for. Whether it's new or used, the guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will work hard to put you in the ride of your life. Check out the new Ford and Ram trucks as well as their new crossovers and SUVs. Or if new is not in your budget, the no-pressure guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will help you find a certified pre-owned vehicle. Stop in today at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. Call today at 812-883-3481 or check them out online at EddieGilstrapMotors.com. Don't forget the body shop and come see the all-new Detail Center and speak to Brian Fisher about what he can do for all your detailing needs.
Back here to the Hawks Nest to begin our post-game show coverage. Are we going to get Melissa Farmer on the radio? That's the question. She shakes her head no, as she says next. Okay, so tomorrow night, if we win the title, you're on. Okay, Farmer says. Now, folks, you got to understand here. If Becky, if you're listening back at the station, I hope that you have one of those mute buttons, or we're on a 2-second delay, because we'll probably need it if Melissa Farmer gets on live air with us tomorrow night. If the Senators win, this roof may come off here. With these moms are pretty fired up here on the top row of bleachers to our left. Senators win it though, 60-52 tonight. Great showcase today of basketball. They got a variety of looks in that first game. Things were pretty easy. We knew, though, coming in it was not going to be this easy in the second game.
Yeah, we got a variety of looks, and I want to tell you something for sure, that we're going to get a variety of different looks than we got 3 weeks ago tomorrow night against the Paoli Rams. That team has really come together, really starting to gel. They're good all the way around the floor, and they're young. I'm telling you, Paoli is a power incoming. The Paoli fans need to look forward to what the Rams are going to be able to do in a year and 2 years for sure, if they don't pull something off this year. So the Senators, they can't overlook the Rams just because we beat them over at our place. We're playing on a neutral floor, tough game, a lot better team than what we seen 3 weeks ago.
And if fans remember, it was just a 5-point game at halftime over in the friendly confines a few weeks ago against Paoli in that regular season matchup. It was a 24-point third quarter, though, that gave us the breathing room that we needed. The third quarter was that knockout against the Ramblers in that first go-around, and then we had to salt it away. If you remember, 43 free throw attempts in that ball game.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I felt like we did do well, was we had that knockout punch when we come out for the second half in the third quarter and really put it on them. But I'm going to tell you, that's a team to be reckoned with, and this team we cannot overlook them, because tomorrow night we're getting a whole different version. That's version 3.0.
Sure. Let's run down the scoring individually for both of these clubs. First tonight for the Springs Valley Blackhawks, who now fall to 4-4 on the year. Of course, it doesn't put a blemish on their conference mark at 2-1, because this does not count against the conference standings. But, Joe, after the 4 straight wins out of the gate, they've now stumbled to 4 straight losses. But when you look, they've played us, and they've played Salem, and they've played a good Lagodi team on the road, which was their last outing before the holiday break. And so, you know, when you look at the volume of work, they lost a tough one in Leopold. The 4 teams they've lost to are no chump by any means.
Oh, I know they're not, and especially, you know, firsthand, we know, you know, Salem's a pretty gone good team, and to play them, where'd they play them at? Over here?
It was at Salem, and they got routed.
Well, that's even worse, you know, because that's a good team. Salem can throw 10 guys at you and not miss a beat, you know, so they're one of the local powers for sure. But this Paoli team, like I said, they're good,
yeah.
and they're going to be something to reckon with tomorrow night. And at the end of the season, I really look for them to make some noise in the tournament.
Sure. Let's run down that scoring now. For French Lick, the Hawks, so Springs Valley, in the loss tonight, only get one guy into double figures. That's Whitaker, of course. He had 13 in the first half, went cold in the second half with just 2 points there in that third quarter. So 15 points for Whitaker, including 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. From there, the other starters, Logan Russell, chips in with 3 points on a make from beyond the arc in the second quarter. Zach Carnes with 7 points in this ball game, all of them coming in quarters 1 through 3. Chase Cresilius with a 2-point make and 2 of 2 free throws shooting, and Ryan Tao with 8 points. Most of those, 6 of those actually coming in the third quarter of action. O'Brien Selby, Josh Weddle, Trenton McElfresh, Christian Tucker, and Jackson Land play in the ball game. Just a couple of guys, though, able to get to the scoring column as they go 10 deep. Selby chips in 2. Very quiet, mysterious night for him. Didn't seem like he got a lot of minutes on the floor. Josh Weddle with 9, all of them from beyond the arc. And then Trenton McElfresh with 4 points off of 2 baskets there toward the end of the ball game. The Hawks on the evening, 7 of 11 in the ball game for 63% after going 7 of 9 in that first half. They committed 7 turnovers, 5 of the 7 coming in the first half of action. Meanwhile, for West Washington, They get 3 more guys in double figures. There's the balance again. Noah Green leads the way once more with 15 points, but right behind him, a monster fourth quarter for Peyton Walker. 14 for him on the night, with 9 of those 14 coming in that fourth quarter, and 13 for Hunter Sanford. And Michael Sizemore chips in 2. A quiet day for him all around offensively, and 9 for Jackson Byrne, battling foul trouble throughout. Farmer, Mars, Zink all play in the ball game. 2 of them able to tally again. Mars gets 5 and Zink gets 2 in the win. 60 points total on the board. Senators were 8 of 15 from the charity stripe for 53%. Got to clean that up a little bit before they meet the Ramblers tomorrow night. Scoring by quarter, turnovers 10 in the game for West Washington, 4 in the first half and 6 in the second half. Scoring by quarter now, 15-10 after the first stop. Senators were out in front, but they got outscored 21-15 and got burned a few times there in some poor defensive possessions in that second quarter. So they go into the locker room trailing it by 1 at 31-30. They outscore the Hawks 13-11 in the third period of play to take a 1-point edge at 43-42 into the fourth and final quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, Peyton comes alive and helps propel the Senators to victory. 17-10, they outscore the Hawks in that fourth and final period to take the 60-52 win. And we're joined now by our Ace Hardware player of the night, Peyton Walker. Wasn't the leading scorer, but you scored when it mattered, when we needed it. Jackson had a good start to the fourth quarter. You kind of put the nail in the coffin with that and one opportunity as you finished it off. A big quarter for you again, with 9 of your 14 coming in that fourth quarter of play. Tell us your thoughts on the night's ball game.
Well, we just came out and was a little slow in the second quarter. The first quarter wasn't too bad. And then Coach Smith got us fired up in the locker room at halftime. We just came out and started to put it to him.
And it seems like you had several opportunities in both games today, whether it was against that 2-3 or 1-3-1 from the Martinsville School this morning, or early this afternoon rather, or whether it was against Valley tonight, different looks. You were able to free yourself up a lot on that baseline.
Yeah, we just work on that short corner move a lot, and just found me open a lot tonight when they ran zone against us. So
just had a little bit of trouble getting a good angle there in that first game today. Couldn't get some of them to go off the glass, but tonight again, you get some big shots down the stretch, right at the rim, and none bigger than that 3-point play opportunity.
Yeah, it felt pretty good to get that 3-point play because we were kind of struggling to get more energy, and when I got that, everybody just came alive. Just
kind of pumps a little bit of life into the team. Tell us your thoughts tomorrow, now going 2-0 in pool play. Paoli goes 2-0 in their pool, so that sets up the championship meeting. What would it mean for you as a senior to repeat as Holiday Tourney champs down here, knowing what kind of run that sent us on last year?
Yeah, that would be nice, especially with it being on my birthday tomorrow. If that would happen 2 years in a row, it would be pretty special. But we've already played Paoli once, and it's hard to be a team twice in one year, so we'll just have to come out ready to play from the get-go.
Senators will refocus and try to deliver on a nice birthday gift to Peyton Walker, the birthday boy, enjoying a special day tomorrow and hopes to cap it off with a tournament title back-to-back going out as a senior. Peyton, great job tonight. Great fourth quarter. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks.
Peyton Walker joins us here on our Senator post-game show, brought to you by Ace Hardware Salem. And we'll let Coach Smith settle in. Great job tonight, Iceman. He's taking a walk with his mother as he heads out toward the bus, and we'll get Coach Smith in here quickly and talk to him as the Senators prevail 60-52. Coach, you and I talked about this. Joe and I talked about it in the pregame. We knew this was going to be a much different tone than what we were able to see earlier in the day out of your club. This was going to be a far more physical ball game than what we were able to witness against Martinsville. Thought Springs Valley brought it and took it to us in a number of ways tonight.
Yeah. The first half, I thought they, outplayed us. They outworked us. They outfought us, and we were fortunate to be in the game. Really, we were missing free throws. We were missing bunnies. Still, we have some guys who, instead of just going up and finishing, it's like they are afraid. We're playing Florida State and got a 7-4 guy around the basket. Like, we're afraid we're going to get blocked. So we're doing all kinds of stuff to avoid the shot blocker. But there's no shot blockers in there. We should just go up and finish. We're bigger and more athletic in a lot of situations. And we did that fourth quarter, and we started finishing, and the game started, going to our favor. But we needed to do that in the first quarter. And had we done that and taken control of the game, it probably would have been a much different game. But we didn't. We didn't do what we needed to do that first half. Our energy level, our body language just wasn't there. And that's a mental toughness thing that we need to be better at. I expect these guys with seniors. I mean, being seniors, they gotta do that a little bit on their own. They need to understand that. It's time to play, step up, and do what you got to do. And we've been there. Again, it was an ugly win, but we'll take it. Certainly take it over a pretty loss.
Well, and it gets to a point where, Coach, you rely on your seniors, and I made this comment toward the end of the ball game. You kind of dance with what brought you to the party, and these 6 seniors have done so much for the program. But as Joe and I talked about, as we were rolling into that fourth quarter, it almost seemed like there were times where we lacked that sense of urgency and were not able to earlier deliver that knockout punch.
Absolutely, yeah. We just didn't have it, and we were fortunate really to win this game, and we found a way at the end. But there was some moments where I thought it was going to get away from us, and to their credit, they stepped up and did what we had to do to take care of business and find a way to win. But again, it'd be a lot better if we would understand that you take control of that game. We finish those layups, we make our free throws, we play with intensity on defense and the boards in the first half, take control of the game, and it's a lot better in the second half when you're able to manage a lead instead of having to try to dogfight it all the time.
Similar setup. Paoli goes 2-0 in pool play. They have a blowout against Shoals earlier today in the first game of the tournament. A little bit tougher test against Michael Miller's Lanesville squad before this nightcap. Same way with you. Had a pretty easy go of it earlier today. And then you turn around and you have a tough battle or get battle tested here tonight. So 2-0 in pool play versus 2-0 in pool play. You know what that means? You're fighting for back-to-back championships in this tournament.
Yeah, and we better come to fight because I know they're going to be hungry and ready to play.
Much improved.
They've much improved, and they got after us and gave us everything we wanted at home. So I'm sure they're ready for the opportunity and wanting to show that they can beat us. So they're competitive and they've got some really nice players and they're well coached, and so they're going to be ready to play, and we're going to have to understand we're going to have to come to fight for 32 minutes if we want to be the champions again.
Coach, congratulations on 2 big-time wins, and see if we can keep this train of momentum rolling into that championship tomorrow night against Paoli.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach Smith here on our Senator Post-Game Show, brought to you by Ace Hardware of Salem. Again, our Ace Hardware player of the night, Peyton Walker, the senior big man, 14 points on the night, second leading scorer in this win. He also dished out 5 dimes in the contest, pulled down 7 rebounds, and had a steal to his credit. So congratulations, Peyton Walker, our Ace Hardware player of the night. Joe's got the final statistics from shooting and rebounding.
Yeah, for the Senators from 2-point range, they were 23 of 46 at 50%. 3-point range, they were 2 of 4 at 50%. So overall, 25 of 50 at 50%. Springs Valley was 15 to 27 from 2-point range at 55%. 5 of 21 from 3-point range at 23%. Overall, they were 20 of 48 from the floor at 41%. Rebounding, the Senators had 10 offensive boards, 20 defensive boards for a total of 30. Springs Valley had 6 offensive boards, 15 defensive boards for a total of 21.
And so that brings us to that championship game. Quick thought on Paoli for tomorrow night.
Paoli's good. Paoli's not the same team we seen 3 weeks ago. We're going to have to buckle our seat belts tight and pull up the belt because it's not going to be easy.
Joe, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you.
Tonight, the Senators get 3 guys in double figures. They win at 60-52 over the Springs Valley Blackhawks, getting their third straight victory, second straight here in this tournament, moving them into that championship tilt tomorrow night. As we close tonight's coverage, we want to thank and give a final shout-out to all of the sponsors that make this and every broadcast of Senator basketball possible, because without their generous support, we would not be able to do the job that we love each night the Senators are in action. So one final time, John Jones GM City, our pregame sponsor, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, bringing you the Senator Halftime Report, as well as Ace Hardware of Salem, bringing you this postgame show coverage from the Hawks Nest here tonight. Also, McDonald's of Salem, Meadowview Healthcare, and Salem Crossing. Of course, we also want to be sure to thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast, whether you joined us on the radio or on the computer or iPad through the live stream broadcast. We appreciate the fan support. Senator Nation always behind their team and their school, and we appreciate you tuning in to the coverage of Senator basketball here tonight. For our studio engineer and producer back at the station in Salem, Becky White, my broadcast partner, Joe Walker, and for Craig Akers running that live stream broadcast and our stats, bringing 130 viewers to the Hawks Nest tonight on live stream. What a number. Let's see if we can increase that. This is Misty Jones saying so long and good night from the Hawks Nest in French Lick. Senators win it 60-52. They will play the Rams tomorrow night at 7:30. We'll be on the air with our pregame around 7:10 for the championship matchup in this tournament. Until then, this is a WSLM Sports Zone presentation of Senator basketball on WSLM 97.9 FM and 1220 on the AM dial. Good night, everybody.